bikepacking. It's like backpacking, but with a bike. Riding around the world, getting into exotic, small, special spots, and generally having an awful lot of freedom. The best part about this kind of travel is the accessibility that it brings. Because you can carry your bike, and more importantly, it can carry you, you can get into some of the most amazing places. Usually with no costs other than the gear that you've already brought and the food that you need to eat. According to CycleWeekly.com, bikepacking in essence is a multi-day tour by bike, completed on mixed terrain or entirely off-road with the rider carrying their equipment on their bike. It's all the things you love about hiking: freedom, fresh air, budget-friendly travel, but it allows you to move around a bit faster and has the added benefit of putting less strain on your muscles and joints. This differs from bike touring in that bike packing focuses mainly on off-roading adventures, whereas bike touring typically refers to on-road adventures, usually headed to or around a specific location. But in my experience, the journey usually involves a little bit of both. Well, a lot of it of both. Bikepacking has been around for as long as bikes have existed. In fact, I've made another video on the first person to cycle around the world on a bike, but bikepacking didn't really gain popularity until the early 2010s, about the same time as the birth of social media. Seeing photos posted to socials of people on bikes in crazy locations helped the sport to pick up steam. For me, my interest in bikepacking began when a childhood friend, Callum Rickard, told me that he'd cycled with his dad the entire length of the UK, which is about 1,000 miles. I was amazed that people could just get up and do that. I got excited and I found this book by Alistair Humphreys.
My name's Alistair Humphreys, and for my entire adult life I've been hooked on adventure. As soon as I graduated, I jumped on my bike and set off to cycle around the world.
He was 24 years old when he left his home in England to bikepack around the entire planet. 60 countries, 5 continents, 4 years on a bike, and he covered 46,000 miles. I've reached out to Alistair on Instagram a few times over the years for advice, and I want to extend that invitation to you. If you ever feel like you need an ear or a point in the right direction, just get in touch with me. It's Connor2_Curlewis or Connor.Curlewis@gmail.com. So I read the adventures of this book and the lifestyle gripped me immediately, and I've been encouraging people to do it ever since. So I'm incredibly glad that you're watching this, and I think that professor and adventurer Joe Cruz said it best when he explained all of this in a few simple but powerful words. Bikepacking is what bicycles originally were. There were no cars, there was no asphalt. Bikepacking is bicycling as it was intended to be. So bikepacking is just a multi-day journey on a bike. Food, water, and a tent on wheels. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed about getting the details ironed out, don't worry. In the next lesson, we'll be looking at preparing you for the open road.